Imagine this. At this very moment, you hold the power to transform life's challenges into your greatest victories. How, you might ask? Today we explore the heart of Stoicism, an ancient philosophy that has empowered people for centuries to thrive amidst adversity and find peace amidst chaos. Think about a recent situation that tested your patience or shook your confidence. How did you respond? Did you react impulsively, or did you act in a way that aligned with your values and convictions? This is where Stoicism shines. It guides us to approach life's challenges with courage, wisdom, and composure. Today, we're diving into a concept rooted in ancient wisdom, yet remarkably relevant in our modern world. Training your mind to respond thoughtfully, not just react reflexively. This approach isn't just about controlling your temper or staying calm under pressure. It's about cultivating a deep awareness, a grounding in the present moment that allows you to navigate life's ups and downs with grace and intention. Stoics, the ancient philosophers known for their practical view on life, believed that although we can't control what happens to us, we can control how we interpret and respond to events. Stoicism encourages us to focus on what is within our control and detach from external outcomes, guiding us to anchor ourselves in our own reason and choices. This Stoic wisdom teaches us to pause, reflect, and choose a course of action that is thoughtful rather than impulsive. But why is this important? Think of how much stress, regret, and frustration result from knee-jerk reactions to things people say or do. Imagine if instead you could remain calm, centered, and thoughtful, even when the world around you is anything but. This isn't just about inner peace. It's about becoming a more effective, compassionate, and resilient person. These qualities can transform not only your life, but also the lives of those around you. In our conversation today, we'll explore strategies from both modern psychology and Stoic philosophy to help you develop a responsive mindset. We'll delve into ways to cultivate mindfulness, the importance of constructive emotional expression, and how to keep the bigger picture in mind, a perspective that the Stoics mastered. By the end of this discussion, you'll have a toolkit to help you pause, assess, and respond thoughtfully to life's challenges. One of the core teachings of Stoicism is to focus on what's within your control and let go of what's not. The Stoics, ancient sages from Greece and Rome, were renowned for their ability to master their emotions and reactions. They saw life as a series of challenges that require our deliberate responses rather than reactive impulses. Imagine you're in a tense meeting or facing a personal struggle. The natural human response is often reactive, driven by an immediate surge of emotion. But this immediate reaction, while instinctual, is rarely in our best interest. The Stoics taught that we can achieve emotional mastery and gain true inner strength by cultivating the discipline to respond rather than react. They emphasized the importance of grounding ourselves in reason, asking, "What is in my power here? What is beyond it?" By reflecting on these questions, we allow ourselves to choose a response that aligns with our values and goals rather than being driven by fleeting emotions. This distinction between reacting and responding is crucial in today's world. How often have we experienced regret from an impulsive response, only to wish we'd taken a moment to think things through? Training ourselves to pause and assess allows us to make choices that bring us closer to who we want to be. Let's discuss some practical ways to build this mindset. First, mindfulness. Practicing mindfulness helps you become aware of your thoughts and emotions as they arise without immediately acting on them. This awareness creates a space between stimulus and response, where you can choose a course of action thoughtfully. Techniques like deep breathing, meditation, or even simply noticing sensations in your body can help create this mental space. Next is constructive emotional expression. Recognize your emotions rather than suppressing them, and express them in ways that align with your values. If something upsets you, take a moment to acknowledge that feeling. Then, Think about the response that would best reflect your intentions and long-term goals. Finally, keeping the bigger picture in mind is a hallmark of Stoic wisdom. The Stoics believed that life's events, even the painful ones, have value in the broader scheme. This perspective helps us move past small irritations and ground ourselves in what truly matters. Think of the end goal. Who do you want to be? How do you want to handle challenges? Remembering the bigger picture keeps you aligned with a mindset that is centered, purposeful, and resilient. So let's embark on this journey of self-mastery, learning to ground ourselves in the wisdom of Stoicism. By training our minds to respond thoughtfully, we transform not only our experiences, but also our interactions. In cultivating this practice, we gain the freedom to choose how we engage with life's challenges, building the power within us to act with intention, grace, and resilience. In the long run, reacting impulsively can escalate conflicts, damage relationships, and lead to decisions we might regret later. It's all too easy to react to life's challenges without considering the long-term impact, and this immediate reaction often adds unnecessary stress to our lives. Here is where Stoic wisdom truly shines. The Stoics believed in living a life guided by nature and reason, advocating for actions driven by virtue and rational thought. By embracing Stoic philosophy, we learn to observe our initial impulses, examine them with a calm, rational mind, and choose responses that align with our core values and long-term goals. Responding rather than reacting means taking a moment to pause when faced with a challenging event. This approach is not about ignoring the situation or suppressing emotions, but instead involves stepping back and observing the experience from a place of awareness. By taking a reflective pause, we become better equipped to choose an outcome that is balanced, thoughtful, and, most importantly, within our control. Through practice, we can cultivate this Stoic approach, which helps us interact with the world in ways that preserve inner peace and integrity, regardless of external circumstances. The importance of responding thoughtfully extends beyond personal peace. It influences the quality of our relationships, the effectiveness of our leadership, and our resilience when facing adversity. Responding with intention demonstrates respect, understanding, and empathy, fostering more meaningful and constructive interactions. By learning to approach each situation with these qualities, we build stronger bonds with others and reinforce our sense of self, guiding us toward a more fulfilling life. Embarking on the journey to train the mind for thoughtful responses requires more than mere intention. It demands deliberate, sustained effort and an openness to self-improvement. Like the practices espoused by the Stoics, this approach is timeless and can be adapted to anchor our modern approach to cultivating a responsive mind. Through these practices, we can transform our reactions into thoughtful responses, growing closer to a life that reflects our deepest values and goals. 1. Cultivating self-awareness, the foundation of Stoic practice. Self-awareness is fundamental to Stoic philosophy. The Stoics placed great value on introspection and understanding one's own thoughts, emotions, and motivations. This self-awareness is the starting point in training the mind to respond thoughtfully. By becoming aware of our mental and emotional states, we are better able to manage them effectively. This increased self-awareness allows us to recognize when we are about to react impulsively and offers us the opportunity to choose a different, more measured response. In practical terms, cultivating self-awareness involves observing our thoughts and feelings as they arise, without judgment. This may involve paying attention to bodily sensations, emotional triggers, or recurring patterns in our behavior. The goal is to create a mental space where we can separate ourselves from immediate reactions and assess them rationally. This level of self-awareness gives us greater control over our responses, allowing us to engage with life from a place of mindfulness and purpose. 2. The power of pausing, creating space for choice. The practice of pausing is a simple yet profound strategy for cultivating a responsive mindset. Marcus Aurelius, the Stoic emperor, famously spoke of the space between stimulus and response, the space where we have the power to choose our actions. This pause can be as brief as a few seconds, yet it gives us the opportunity to step back from immediate impulses. During this moment, we can reflect on the situation and decide how we want to respond. This pause can be filled with a deep breath, a moment of reflection, or even a brief mental check-in. In this space, we can consult our inner Stoic, asking ourselves questions like, what would a wise person do in this situation? Or, what action aligns with my values and goals? By incorporating this pause, we create an opportunity to shift from automatic reactions to intentional responses. Developing the habit of pausing requires practice, especially when emotions run high. It can be helpful to incorporate daily practices, such as meditation or mindful breathing, to strengthen this skill. Over time, this practice helps us approach each situation with a calm mind, fostering resilience and patience, even in stressful circumstances. 3. Reframing perspectives, shifting the narrative. Another essential strategy in Stoic philosophy is reframing our perspective. This technique involves consciously choosing to view a situation from a different angle, one that reduces its emotional intensity and reveals alternative ways to engage with it. By reframing, we take control of our emotional responses and open up new possibilities for action. For instance, consider a challenging situation at work. Rather than viewing it as a threat or a source of stress, you might reframe it as an opportunity to grow, develop resilience, or demonstrate problem-solving skills. This shift in perspective can transform how you feel about the situation and how you choose to respond. Reframing is a powerful tool that aligns with the Stoic belief in focusing on what we can control, our perception and response to events, rather than getting lost in frustration or fear. The Stoics believed that how we interpret our experiences significantly affects our happiness and peace of mind. By changing the way we view a situation, we gain the ability to choose a response that reflects our highest self. 4. Focusing on what you can control, the core of Stoic resilience. One of the central teachings of Stoicism is to focus on what we can control and let go of what we cannot. This approach helps us avoid wasting energy on things beyond our influence and allows us to invest it wisely in areas where we have the power to make a difference. In practice, this means responding thoughtfully to our own thoughts, actions and decisions while accepting external events as they unfold. This principle doesn't mean being passive or indifferent to life's challenges. Instead, it's about recognizing where our true power lies and choosing to act with intention and integrity in those areas. This principle can be especially useful in stressful situations, where focusing on our own responses rather than external outcomes helps maintain inner peace and resilience. By cultivating a mindset of acceptance for what we cannot control, we become more adaptable and less likely to feel overwhelmed by circumstances. 5. Consistent reflection and adjustment, a path to self-improvement. Consistent reflection is a key practice for training the mind to respond thoughtfully. The Stoics engaged in daily self-examination, assessing their actions and progress toward virtue. This regular reflection serves as a valuable tool for evaluating our responses, learning from our successes, and recognizing areas for growth. At the end of each day, consider reflecting on the situations you encountered and the responses you chose. Celebrate the moments where you responded thoughtfully and take note of instances where impulsive reactions took over. This practice of self-assessment not only reinforces a responsive mindset, but also cultivates the wisdom and balance highly valued in Stoicism. Through consistent reflection and adjustment, we grow closer to becoming the person we aspire to be. This ongoing process empowers us to live with greater purpose and effectiveness, guiding us to make choices that reflect our values and contribute to a fulfilling life. 6. Practicing mindfulness, anchoring in the present moment. Mindfulness is a practice closely aligned with Stoic philosophy, as it emphasizes cultivating awareness of the present moment. By observing our thoughts, emotions, and physical sensations without judgment, we gain insight into their nature and influence. This awareness allows us to pause before reacting and choose a response that reflects our true intentions. Through mindfulness, we align with the Stoic endeavor to live with awareness and intention. This grounding in the present helps us avoid being swept away by external events and stay centered on what matters most. By integrating these Stoic strategies into daily life, self-awareness, the power of pausing, reframing perspectives, focusing on what we can control, consistent reflection, and mindfulness, we empower ourselves to live with greater purpose, calm, and effectiveness. Through persistent practice, we transform our minds and shape our lives in ways that honor the legacy of Stoic wisdom, embodying resilience, compassion, and authenticity in all that we do. Mindfulness practices for a Stoic life. In this moment, the only time when we truly have the power to act, mindfulness grants us access to a more thoughtful, grounded approach to life. For those who aspire to a Stoic life, mindfulness offers an invaluable pathway to greater clarity, resilience, and intention in how we respond to the world around us. One of the most practical ways to cultivate mindfulness is through focused attention exercises, such as breath meditation. This practice involves directing our awareness to our breath, observing each inhale and exhale with careful attention. As our mind inevitably begins to wander, we gently guide it back to the breath, training our capacity to focus. This isn't just about relaxation, it's a training ground for the mind, helping us stay present in life's countless distractions and challenges. With each practice session, we strengthen our ability to maintain attention, creating a mental resilience that allows us to stay calm, centered, and responsive when life throws unexpected challenges our way. Another essential mindfulness practice is mindful observation, which can be applied to any daily activity. By bringing focused attention to simple actions, whether eating, walking, or completing daily chores, we turn routine tasks into opportunities for mindfulness. This means being fully engaged in the activity at hand, observing each detail with curiosity and openness. For example, while eating, notice the textures, tastes, and sensations of each bite. While walking, feel the rhythm of your footsteps and the sensation of your body moving through space. This approach not only enriches our experience of daily life, but also strengthens our ability to remain focused and responsive, laying the groundwork for a Stoic mindset. Body scan meditation is another powerful technique for cultivating body awareness and presence. This practice involves focusing attention on different parts of the body, moving from head to toe or vice versa, to become aware of sensations and release stored tensions. It fosters a stronger connection with our physical selves, helping us recognize areas of tension, discomfort, or emotional storage. For the Stoics, acknowledging the body's sensations without allowing them to overly influence our rational minds was key to maintaining self-control and composure. Practicing a body scan helps us observe these sensations mindfully, ensuring that we don't let physical discomfort dictate our emotional state or actions. That we don't let physical discomfort dictate our emotional state or actions. Incorporating mindfulness in interpersonal interactions. Mindfulness doesn't just help us in solitude, it also transforms how we interact with others. By practicing mindfulness in our relationships, we engage in deeper, more meaningful communication. When we're fully present, we listen attentively, observe without judgment, and show genuine empathy. This approach fosters understanding and connection, which align beautifully with the Stoic values of empathy and respect for others as rational beings navigating their own struggles and experiences. Imagine someone shares their frustration or worry with you. Instead of rushing to respond or letting your mind wander, try practicing mindfulness. Stay fully present, listening to their words without immediately forming your response or judgment. Notice their emotions and perhaps your own reactions, but don't allow these initial responses to dictate your actions. This kind of mindful engagement deepens our relationships and enhances our ability to understand and support others. Implementing response over reaction in daily life. With these mindfulness practices as a foundation, we can better embrace the Stoic ideal of responding thoughtfully rather than reacting impulsively. A life led with response over reaction allows us to approach situations with clarity and composure. Embracing this mindful Stoic mindset leads us to live more thoughtfully, cultivating a lifestyle where deliberate responses overshadow reflexive reactions. Imagine a challenging situation at work, perhaps a disagreement or setback. The immediate impulse might be to react emotionally, driven by feelings of frustration or disappointment. However, with mindfulness and a Stoic mindset, we can pause, reflecting on the bigger picture and asking ourselves, what would a Stoic philosopher do in this situation? This question is not an invitation to suppress our emotions, but rather an opportunity to engage our rational minds, evaluating the situation without judgment and identifying a constructive path forward. Stoicism teaches that by acknowledging emotions without being led by them, we gain the clarity to respond in alignment with our values and goals. Instead of being swept away by frustration, we can examine it, understand its root, and determine if or how it should influence our actions. This process allows us to engage with life's challenges from a place of grounded calm, even in the face of adversity. Practical tips for cultivating a responsive lifestyle. Developing a responsive rather than reactive approach to life requires establishing daily habits that reinforce this mindset. One useful practice is beginning each day with a mindful reflection on your intentions, reminding yourself of your commitment to respond thoughtfully in various situations. Another is regular journaling, where you can reflect on how you handled challenging moments, celebrate successes, and identify areas for growth. Journaling helps deepen self-awareness, allowing you to identify patterns in your reactions and learn from your experiences. When faced with an emotionally charged situation, consider taking a brief walk to clear your mind before responding. This simple act can help you gain perspective, returning to the situation with a clearer, calmer outlook. Alternatively, use deep breathing exercises to center yourself, creating a pause between the event and your response. Each time you choose to respond thoughtfully, you reinforce a habit of mindful engagement with life's challenges. This resilience strengthens over time, cultivating a profound sense of peace and satisfaction. Regularly integrating Stoic principles into your daily routines enhances this approach and magnifies its benefits. Reframing perspectives, shifting the narrative. One of Stoicism's most powerful practices is reframing perspectives. This technique involves consciously choosing to view a situation from a different, more constructive angle. By shifting our perspective, we can reduce emotional charge and see opportunities within challenges. For instance, rather than viewing a work obstacle as a setback, we can reframe it as an opportunity to develop resilience, creativity, or patience. The Stoics understood that by changing how we interpret our experiences, we change how we respond to them. Reframing a situation gives us more control over our emotional responses, offering us the freedom to choose a course of action that aligns with our highest values. Focusing on what we can control, a core Stoic principle. Stoicism emphasizes focusing on what's within our control while letting go of what's beyond it. This principle allows us to direct our energy and attention to areas where we can make a difference, rather than wasting time on factors outside our influence. In daily life, this means focusing on our thoughts, actions, and decisions, while accepting the unfolding of external events. This approach does not mean passivity. Rather, it encourages us to recognize where our true power lies. In stressful situations, focusing on what we can control helps us stay grounded and resilient, fostering a sense of calm and clarity. By consistently practicing this principle, we become less susceptible to frustration and anxiety, embracing a life of peace and purpose. Consistent reflection and adjustment, the path of self-improvement. Stoicism teaches that consistent self-reflection is essential for growth. The Stoics engaged in daily self-examination, assessing their actions and progress toward virtue. Similarly, by reflecting on our responses each day, we can celebrate the moments when we responded thoughtfully and learn from times when we reacted impulsively. To reinforce this habit, consider ending your day with a few minutes of reflection. Review your responses to situations, recognizing what went well and noting areas for improvement. Over time, this practice fosters self-awareness, balance and wisdom, helping us become the people we aspire to be. This ongoing process aligns with the Stoic pursuit of virtue, guiding us toward a life of calm, intention, and resilience. The transformative journey from reaction to response. The journey from reaction to response is transformative, deepening our engagement with both our inner selves and the world around us. Walking this path with Stoic principles as our guide, we gain the tools to face life's inevitable challenges with grace, equanimity, and rationality. Through mindful presence and intentional action, we cultivate the capacity to respond thoughtfully, fostering inner peace and positively impacting the lives of those around us. Conclusion: the journey forward with Stoic wisdom. At the heart of Stoic philosophy is the idea that every moment offers a choice, a chance to embody the calm, resilience and wisdom that characterize a life well lived. In each response, we weave a thread of our character into the fabric of our lives, contributing to the world with intention and purpose. As you continue this journey, consider exploring further, integrating these practices into your daily routine. Begin with small steps, practicing mindfulness and Stoic reflection regularly. With each mindful response, you'll find yourself growing closer to a life that reflects the values and virtues of Stoicism. Thank you for joining us at Quote Stories Hub. May your journey forward be enriched with clarity, virtue, and peace, and may every moment offer a new opportunity to practice the art of mindful, Stoic living. Embrace this path with patience and dedication, and may you find joy in each step of your journey toward a more reasoned, resilient, and purposeful life.